Good evening, Baker. It's your mayor. Happy New Year. I hope all is well with you and your family. And it is indeed a pleasure for me to be here this evening. Baker, we are blessed and highly favored community, and all the communities around us are blessed and highly favored. And so I am really, really excited to start off 2019 with a really good friend of mine and a very, very professional person in the City of Baker school systems. He's a team player, and we've always worked together. And Baker, I just want to ask you to help me recognize and say hello, say a big hello to the Baker School Superintendent. I'm just going to turn it over to him and let him tell you a little bit about himself, and we can go from there. How you doing this?
How you getting along?
Pretty good. How's your New Year been?
New Year's off to a blast. It started pretty quick. I like to thank the man up above for bringing some pretty good weather.
Right.
We haven't had to deal with a whole lot of issues mechanically in the school system, and that's a win for all of us. And it's a money saver.
That's good.
Yeah.
Well, tell our viewers. We've got a lot of viewers out here, and just tell them a little bit about yourself, where you're from, your background, and everything. And that's why I just wanted to hand it over to you, because a lot of people don't know that you've been in this business for a long time.
Been in this business a while. I'm a lifelong educator. My passion's always been education and children, and my passion always been trying to help and educate those in our community to be the best that they can be and prepare them for the world stage. Long time in education, came up through the public school system, graduate of Capitol High School and went on to Southern and so forth, and graduated from there, and master's degree from Louisiana State University. And from that point, it's just each and every day you get up trying to do the best you can do for children.
That's it. And I truly believe that. And we've been working together now for what? About a year and a half, 2 years?
About 2.5, going on 3 years.
Yeah. Okay, so let's talk about me and you. We've been through, in 2016, probably one of the worst things. And I remember us working together and you driving buses and bringing people through the water.
Yeah, whatever it takes.
Yeah, we went through a lot there. A lot of people don't know that we worked together on that. So where are we now with the high school and the schools that were affected by the flood?
Well, we still trying to recover from the flood, as many people still in the area, and Baker still trying to recover from the flood. People got to understand that was a major crisis that this city went through. Right. Not only Baker, but for the city of Baton Rouge.
Right.
And you still got families still misplaced, and people still dealing with HUD and FEMA and so forth, and like we are.
Right.
We're going through a 2.5-year process of trying to get the most that we can to repair our high school and renovate some parts of it. And of course, you want to put it back, the way it should be.
Right.
And we're still in negotiation with several issues around the high school, around maintenance and buildings and so forth. Staff, the governor's office, has kind of given us a green light on what we call an improved project.
Right.
That improved project really rolled up all of the dollars we possibly can get into one, what they call a project worksheet.
Right.
And then once that project worksheet is approved, of which GOSAF and FEMA has approved, that's not enough money to really get back in the high school and bring it up to code like we need it to be. So the board, the last board, under Dana Carpenter's leadership, we really went back to the marketplace to put a financial package in place to augment what FEMA has given us.
Right.
So right now we have somewhere around $5 to $6 million on hold, waiting to augment that with an additional $9 million or so from the USDA. And once that financing piece is in place, and I think the people of the city of Baker begin to see some shovels moving and come up with a structure that I think they'd be proud of and the kids so richly deserve.
So you're dreaming again, huh? You're
dreaming. Always a dream. I'm an eternal optimist. I just believe that when you're talking about children, you're talking about the educational process, not just in Baker, Mr. Mayor, but across Louisiana, across the country. I just believe you cannot invest enough in a child's future.
So how do you think our kids and our parents dealt with this the last 3 years? I mean, what's been going on? I mean, we've seen some great things happening, even though they came through some turbulent times.
Well, you're talking about a very resilient community. You're talking about youngsters who roll up their sleeves during that time of adversity and still maintain to get up and go to school, although they were not in their high school. That was a tremendous adjustment, and still keep your mind on education and testing. And for the parents to stay in with us for the City of Baker school system and really see us through some tough times and really roll up their sleeve and say, look, these guys about doing what's best for my child, these guys about doing what's best for children. I'm Baker born, Baker proud, and we're gonna see how this thing roll out. So I can't say enough about the community of Baker. I can't say enough about the parents. I really can't say enough about the school board members is, hey, look, whatever it takes to do what's best for children, Brister, put the pedal to the metal and make that happen. So I've been better than blessed to be a superintendent in this great city and blessed with a super board to give you the latitude to really do the things what's best for the community. But to say that they stepped up to the plate relative to donations, relative to keeping their youngsters focused on schoolwork. The ball teams kept right on playing. Get back into the stadium and see that, look, Baker City school system is open for business. In fact, the city of Baker is open for business. You just can't toot your horn loud enough.
It's like those kids had a little swag. You could see the swag coming on in 2017,
right.
And then doing this year to start with the homecoming and everything. It's like everybody is starting to come together, but they turn that swag up, and it's turning into a point where they're proud to represent that red and black. And it goes from there. And that is a testament to leadership. And I always say that the top leadership, the kids see, they see the leadership, they see us as role models, and if we're positive and we're working together, they'll take that and they'll do the same thing, and they'll make our city really, really proud. And I just want to tell you, I just really appreciate everything that you're doing, because I know how hard it is to come from where we've come from, and we've been rolling that together. So look, Baker, look, we're going to take a break. We're going to go pay some bills. We're going to come back with Dr. Bristol, and we're going to talk a little bit more about our great school system. We'll be right back. Hey, welcome back, Baker. I'm Mayor Waits, and I'm with my best friend here, Dr. Herman Brister, City of Baker School System. And we are pushing forward and talk about our great school system in our great city. So, Doc, tell me a little bit about this. I know you're excited about 2019, got a lot of stuff going on right now. Tell us a little bit about what's going to happen and what we can look forward to other than the schools coming back. Tell us about some programs and what's going on down there.
Well, it's interesting to know we are receiving what we call some grants from the state to continue to improve the school setting. The school educational setting. We have after-school programs cranking up this month. 3 or 4 days a week we provide what we call extended day programs to make sure that those students who may be falling behind academically get some extra time to make sure they're on pace. Everything is built around data. Everything is built around accomplishment on spring tests. And that's a shot in time where we begin to measure ourselves to find out exactly how well our students are doing. Let me make an interesting note that the testing situation relative to high-stake assessment, over the past 10 years, they've gotten progressively more and more rigorous.
Right.
This past year, we ended up the state approving a new curriculum. That new curriculum was rolled out in the fall, and the state also, hey, we're going to crank up the rigor as well on the assessment.
Right.
And this is across the state. I think if you're going to compete globally in the global marketplace and national, you have to be able to compete with those rigorous standards and benchmarks that the state is implementing. Our parents need to know that our babies really held their own. Even with the tougher standards, a new curriculum, we still made gains across the school system.
Right.
Modest gains to say the least, but we didn't slip backwards.
Right.
We're hoping and really working very diligent with the principals and the parents and the staff to make sure we continue to make those gains.
Right.
We're very optimistic about the professional development, the data reviews. Our principals are getting their hands around individual data plans as it relates to growth to mastery of individual students in their school. So you have numbers, but you have to put numbers to a child.
Right.
You have to personalize those numbers. We clearly understand that every student in this school system have a growth target to meet, and they have so many years to meet that growth target. So
right.
we benchmark our students not only every 9 weeks, but we have a benchmark test at midterm to say, all right, Donnell, you are X number of points behind, or you are X number of points ahead, or you are right on the mark. They just keep moving at the pace that you're moving.
Right.
Or we determine that you're a little behind, we have to allocate more time and more resources to catch you up before we get to that spring assessment. So the staff working diligently, the board has embraced what's taking place around professional development. They've embraced the budgets, they embraced all the issues around transportation going forward. So we're in a pretty good situation. The outgoing board put us in a good position to go forward, and the incoming board is just as optimistic to carry that thing on to the finish line.
Well, that's a good deal, and I'm glad to hear that. And you know, the outgoing board was a great board, and they hold it steady. And change is change, and change is change in life, and God creates those changes. So tell me, Doc, what is it can the city of Baker? What is it can I do to help this process and make us stronger?
Well, energy and synergy with two institutions. Of course, the City of Baker school system is a local independent part of government. The city government for Baker is a local independent part. And as these synergies and these two governmental arms work together, of course you're going to realize cost savings.
Right.
Support around any type of physical or infrastructure is always a cost saving. Any program that we could do to highlight the city of Baker is a win-win for Baker.
Right.
So we got athletic programs coming online. We hit the playoffs with that. Well, that sends a powerful message to the rest of the state and the rest of Louisiana that this city must be doing all right.
Right.
That is free advertisement.
That's it. That's
free
it.
advertisement.
That's it.
You don't have to pay a nickel for that.
That's right.
The band traveling here and traveling there and participating in the parades, Carnegie Hall. We trying to get to the Rose Bowl if we can get there.
That's right.
That's free advertising.
That's it.
So when the community pulled together, just like we made it to New York, that was a community effort.
It was.
We raised money with inside the school system, but the public stepped in also, bought dinners, made donations, did choirs, programs to help us raise money. At the end of the day, these students represent Baker.
That's it.
And when you put them on stage, you want them to look good.
That's right.
You want to perform well. You want them to be well-mannered and respectful. And everywhere that Baker travel, we try to travel in style.
That's right.
And we get great reviews. Hey, those people in Baker, man, they really have it going on.
They got it going on. So, yeah, we are pulling together, and I'll keep that in mind that we can, whatever else I can do to make sure that we help you and keep moving forward. I just want to say that you're watching this. You guys have to understand how much effort and how much we believe that our school systems are going to rise to the top here. And it's all because of this great leadership that we have. No doubt in my mind that Dr. Brister is the one to take us forward. But don't you guys sleep on us, okay? Don't go to sleep on us, and don't believe what you hear out here. Most of our kids, when they graduate from high school, they go to four-year colleges.
That's right.
They come back, they're all over the place. And so stop listening to that. You know, we have some things that we're working on, but we're not giving up. And we're gonna keep moving forward. So if you're watching this and you're trying to figure out where to send your kids to school, come on down to Baker. We're a safe environment down here. We're working hard to make sure that we are gonna be the best, and not just be the best for today so people can say we're the best. We're gonna be the best because we're raising young men and women for our future. So, Doc, one last thing before you leave, and if you want to tell the public or tell the parents, just give us something to get us fired up and ready to go.
Well, as you well know, academically is our core mission. We have some great people working in the City of Baker school system. If you want to get engaged around every program that you may see. Extended day, the basketball program, the band. If there's some grandmothers out there that want to come and donate some time and be reading buddies, contact the school. You got Miss Morgan at the high school. You got Miss Hill at the magnet school. You have Miss Candace Bailey taking care of Baker Heights, Baker Field. You got an energetic principal over at Baker Miller, Mr. Roy Walker. Get involved and participate. This school system belongs to the community, it belongs to you, the parents, the grandmothers, the aunts and aunties. Get engaged. If you have something to say about the Baker school system, you are Buffalo, you're a member of the herd, make it positive. I will not tolerate any negative conversation from anybody talking about this great school system, City of Baker school system. And I think that's the kind of enthusiasm you need to have.
And that's right. I'm with you on that. And y'all heard that, huh? We not tolerating that. So if you're outside here and you don't live here, don't be talking about us, because we're taking it personally, because we're moving forward. Doc, thank you for being here. I really appreciate everything that you do for our city. All right, Baker, let me pay some bills and we'll be right back. Hey Baker, it's your mayor. Welcome back. Was that exciting or what? Talking about the Baker school system, and you gotta understand why we're so excited about that is because we just never ever get the accolades that we need to get, even though we've accomplished so much. So look, if you're out here and you listen to this, and like I said again, if you want to come in and do anything, if you're a parent to support Baker schools, come on out. And go and talk to a principal somewhere and go volunteer as we move forward. Hey, I'm excited about 2019 and what's going on. There's just so much that we have to do right now. Those of you who been noticing that we got a lot of road work going on. I know that we had a lot of roads that were cut and we had to wait over the holidays, and I just thank you for your patience with that. But as the weather get better, we will continue to go ahead and flat top those roads. Most of those roads that's being flat top have not been done in at least 15 to 20 years. We've been able to take a look at the records and do that. And so we're trying to get a lot of roads that haven't been done. And there'll be roads that'll last for a long time, at least 10 to 15 years at least, and I'll be long gone by then, but those roads will still be there. So please be patient with us, and we're trying to get that. And the minute that we get more money from, because that is a tax, and we can only use that money for that, we'll come back and we'll do the rest. The other thing that I'm really excited about that's almost about to be finished is the complete remodeling of the Baker Chamber of Commerce. I think it's done. When I talked last week, I think they're going to be moving back into that, and the plan for the Chamber of Commerce is coming along, where they're working side by side with the City of Baker and Economic Development to bring more businesses. And most people don't understand that in order to bring businesses, we have to, the businesses are investing in us. And so it's how we carry ourselves, it's how what people read about us in the paper, it's how we keep the city as clean as possible, it's how we keep our crime down in the city. They took a look at that, and it's how we spend our money in the city right now. Very, very important, and how we do that. People are looking at that. We don't want to be a city where we have a whole bunch of renters. We want people buying houses, so our property value will be able to go up. And the thing we have to do, we have to invest back into our city. So if we have people living in our city and they don't want to invest in our city, they're just here to be here because they think that They can be here, and it's a cheap place to be. We really don't want that. We want people who want to get out and work in the city to help it grow. It's just not about Darnell Waits in the city of Baker. It's about all of us working together to investing in our city to make it grow. And I really truly believe that we're coming together with that. I truly believe that it's starting to happen. We have been able to bring the faith-based community together with the city of Baker and the school system. Everybody's coming together, working for one goal, to make this city better and to leave a legacy for our kids and to make people respect us. That's where I am in 2019. I want to go out, I want people to say, hey, you from Baker, and I want to be respected, and I want people to understand that our city is just as great as anybody else. Everybody else has problems, but we don't want people to think, we want to change that concept that, that Baker is a problem. We have issues, but we're moving forward, and everything is working well for us, just like it is in every other city. So we want people to respect who we are. When they come to our city, we have a great city. We want you to come, and we want you to have a good time. On Thursday, February the 21st, we're going to have the Baker High School Career and College Day is going on, and I think that's going to be at 10 o'clock in the morning. I just wanted to throw that out there and make sure that you go by and take a look at that. On tomorrow, which is the 15th, and most people will see this show way after that and understand that we took a dirt road that was not in Baker. We bought the road up, put it in Baker, and we paved it for probably about 10 different families that the road hadn't been paved in a while, and now it's called MLK Lane right there on Groom Road. That was Councilwoman Glenda Bryant doing a great thing, doing all the walking, talking to the residents, and getting that road done, and she did a great job, and I'm really, 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 really proud of her. Also, the City of Baker MLK Day program is going to be held on January 21st. If you've seen this show and it's after the 21st, know that we had a great time. The guest speaker for that program is going to be Representative Dr. Barbara Carpenter, who lives in Baker, and that's going to be really, really exciting. And the theme is Strength to Love. So if you see this show before the 21st, make sure that you get out, come out, and it's free. We're going to have a little refreshments and go from there. I want to talk a little bit about the Georgia Pacific closing down the economy. I really don't know how many families from Baker was involved with that, but it's just very, very disappointing. It's very sad. People losing a lot of jobs in that area there right after the holidays, and I just want to wish them well. I don't want to judge a business decision like that. I don't know what was going on, but I just really want to ask you guys to pray for all those people, 600 people that lost their jobs, and let's continue to pray for them as they move forward. And there'll be some things in place, I'm sure, that throughout the parish. I know Mayor Sharon Weston Broom is working to help those people move forward and maybe go into other jobs. But look, it's been time is just really running out here. But I want you guys to call me. I've been thinking about with Baker Forward. We talk about having our own newspaper. That's a dream of mine for us to have our newspaper. I don't want to be the editor of a newspaper, but I just want a newspaper with our name on it that says Baker Forward. And if you believe like I believe, give me a call and let me know. Just tell my secretary, tell the mayor to go ahead on with the paper so we can get our own paper. We're the only city in East Baton Rouge without a paper. So Baker, hey, look, I love y'all, and y'all keep me in your prayers, and have a great evening.